with the Israeli Prison Authority. G4S is having legal ties with checkpoints and the apartheid wall, full complicity in the occupation. The Bill Gates Foundation decided to invest in G4S, decided that they need £110 million worth of investments in G4S. All we have requested is that they come down and receive the petition, and so far they have refused. We are not going to leave. Is anyone leaving, by the way? No! Is anyone leaving, by the way? No! We are not going to leave until somebody from the Gates Foundation comes down to receive the petition. There are over 5,000 Palestinian political prisoners, 183 children. It is simply criminal to be involved with an organization like G4S, and we will be waiting here and we will be loud until someone from the Gates Foundation comes down to meet us. Bill Gates Foundation, come down to meet us!
Come down now!
They seem to be so concerned with children's welfare all over the world. They seem to be so concerned with, the identity of the third world child, and protecting the child, protecting infant mortality, and children. So what is going on when they are investing in G4S, a multinational company invested in Israeli torture of children? What is going on there? What is the justification for that?
Have they refused to
How
come
is
down?
it that when the Melinda Gates Foundation can purport to care about children?
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation law. 1, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a terrorist state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation law. 1, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a terrorist state.
These are nice.
Hello, my name's Bill. Hello, my name's Bill Gates. I have children around the world. I live them at the street party with millions of dollars. However, I also invest in G4S, which I'm told by these lovely people here today runs Israeli prisons where children are being tortured. I must do something about this. That's why I invest in G4S.
It's just a bunch of papers.
Just want someone to have a look at
every
it.
day, don't you?
Come on, man. It's an envelope. This is pretty poor. This is pretty poor show. It's a freaking envelope.
We even printed it double-sided.
Yes.
To save the environment.
Shall we read the whole thing out?
Yeah, we can start reading all 12,000 names
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, let's start reading.
That's true.
I guess that's what it looks like when you're defending people. Come up with
114 June. Carol.
Israel is a terrorist state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a terrorist state. And 180 children. Do not forget them. Remember them today.
Bill Gates Foundation, come and pick up the letter. Don't be afraid. Bill
Going to be moving from here to the G4S headquarters because we couldn't let Palestinian prisoners stay past without passing by the G4S headquarters. As most of you know, G4S has a contract with the Israeli Prison Authority. Today, April 17th, is Palestinian Political Prisoners Day. But as I said, we weren't going to leave here
on Palestinian Prisoners Day to show our solidarity with more than 5,000 Palestinian prisoners languishing in Israeli occupation prisons today. In total, 208 Palestinian prisoners have died in Israeli custody since 1967. The most common reason for their deaths is cold-blooded execution after their arrest. 74 Palestinian prisoners have been murdered like this. Following closely is tortured to death. 71 prisoners have been tortured to death since 1967, and this is deliberate medical neglect. Israel has a cold, calculated policy of deliberate, systematic medical negligence towards Palestinian prisoners. This has directly resulted in the death of 56 prisoners in the prisons of the occupation since 1967. It is indicative of Israel's total disregard for the lives of prisoners and failure to provide necessary treatment which is appropriate for them. Prisoners are left with diseases which eat away at their bodies, already weakened by the difficult prison conditions, lack of food, ill quality and total absence of hygiene. The 4th Geneva Convention, Article 92, demands that medical examinations of detainees must be conducted at least once a month. The message from the family of Palestinian political prisoner Yusri al-Masri to the international community on Palestinian Prisoners Day in London. I'm Yasser al-Masri's brother of the prisoner Yusri al-Mari from the Gaza Strip. He has been imprisoned by the occupation for 11 years of a 21-year sentence. Firstly, I want to tell you about my brother's health condition, which is getting worse every day. I want to tell you how my brother and his comrades face death in these prisons of the occupation. 5 years ago, Yusri started body. He kept asking the prison administration for a medical check, but they kept ignoring his pleas once his condition worsened. It was only when a tumour developed in his neck that he was allowed a medical check and was diagnosed with advanced cancer. All this because of medical negligence. When my brother's health condition got worse, they transferred him to Aishal prison. There, the doctor checked him and told my brother that he has cancer and needs surgery. Yusri was transferred to Suruka Hospital for treatment and to undergo a surgery to remove his tumour, but it was too late, as then his health was critically dangerous as the tumour had spread all inside his head. 4 days later, Yusri was sent back to the prison with no medical follow-up. Now my brother is in a very bad situation. He was sent to the court twice, but the prison administration deliberately kept his medical form empty to not allow the judge to release him because of the seriousness of his health. My brother is in Aishal prison now, and it's very difficult to hear from him. His lawyers have been denied visitation.
Who runs this one? Palestine?
A long time ago, they occupied our land, killed our grandparents and parents, our women and children. They robbed us while all the world was silently watching their massacres. They demolished our cities and villages, and they distorted our landmarks. They destroyed our houses and made some of us homeless. They uprooted our native trees, and they seized our land to build their settlements. Now we have no more land on which to build our houses, and even if we build, they demolish them. All our lands were issued for them. The settlement process is like an octopus. It's like an octopus that creeps on all of our lands. They vanquished and tortured us, but they will never beat our determination, because we are the right owners and because we are defending a just cause. We will stay on our land if they want us to or not. We just want to live in peace and be safe, just like the other people of the world. We want to preserve our dignity. We hate murder and bloodshed. We are a people who love life. It is they who kill us without a reason. It is they who arrest us on trumped-up charges. Oh world, we want peace in a country of peace. I will tell you my story. Me, my husband, my 6 sons and my 2 daughters were living and sharing love. Raising and educating our children was all we aimed for. However, the occupation forces deprived us of the least of our rights. They arrested my son Rafah when he was only 14 years old, a child who understood nothing about politics. They also arrested my son Medat when he was only 13 years old. They judged and jailed them for 1 year, but a few months after they got out of prison, they jailed them again for 1 year and 6 months. A short time after their getting out, they imprisoned Medat one more time, but he escaped and became wanted. And so I was always scared and worried about him until he was arrested again with his brother Firas. Medat was sentenced to 8 years and Firas to 5 years. After releasing them, they arrested Medat for the 4th time. They sentenced him to 5 years. Then he got out and he got arrested for the 5th time and sentenced to 4 years. And in the 6th time he was sentenced to 2 years and 6 months, then released, and now he is jailed again. This means he has spent more than 20 years of his life in jail. Isn't that unfair? Isn't it unjust that he should lose his life moving from one prison to another and for no real reason? Besides, they arrested my son Samir 3 times and he spent 14 years in jail. They arrested my son Fadi when he was only 14 years old and 6 months. 4 months after getting out of jail, he was martyred. Just one day after the Al Haram massacre, there was a peaceful demonstration in El Quds protesting against killing people when they were praying. The army faced this demonstration with bullets. My son Fadi was just 17 years old when he was martyred, and we were preparing some sweets to celebrate his birthday in the evening in 16 Ramadan. Medat and Firas were in jail and the occupation forces refused to release them to bid their brother farewell. Then they arrested Shady, who spent 8 years in jail, and he is now imprisoned at home after paying a 30,000 shekels bail, and he also has to pay $500,000 shekels for building violation. He doesn't work as he is studying at university. Shireen studied human rights and she became a lawyer and devoted her life to prisoners. She defends them and visits them in the prison. The occupation forces didn't like that, and so they imprisoned her too for 1 year with 6 months home arrest. They also deprived her of work for 3 years, and after that they extended the ban for 2 more years. Now they have arrested her 1 more time with her brothers Medat and Shady. Shady was released after spending 1 month without even sentencing him. And then they asked him to pay a fine with an amount of 50,000 shekels, or he would go back to jail. To a civilized world, to persons with clear conscience, to human rights institutions, and to lawyer syndicate, I am a Palestinian mother whose family was scattered by the occupation. I didn't get to enjoy living with my children in their childhood, nor in their youth. For 25 years, we have not met as a complete family. I spend my life in front of prisons now. I have collapsed physically and psychologically. I am suffering from chronic diseases like diabetes, arthritis, osteoporosis, and depression. I ask you to raise this issue of the Israeli occupation's brutality against me and my children with the United Nations. Please help me. The total years spent by my children in jail until now is 58 years. For what reason is all of that?